A very good morning to all our live viewers. We are back with the first match of the Super Sunday in One Champion Plate Season 32. One Champion Cricket Academy taking on Yodha. Coin toss fell in favor of One Champion. They have opted to ball first. A very interesting decision from One Champion Cricket Academy, winning the toss, opting to ball first. That is what they do. They like to chase One Champion Cricket Academy. Siddharth and Kiran Chaudhary are the two openers out in the center for Yodha. Right hand bat Siddharth, right hand bat Kiran Chaudhary, both right handers right at the top. 450 matches for Siddharth, 7,678 runs, averaging just under 24, strike rate in excess of 126. Whereas on the non-striker end is great Kiran Chaudhary, plenty of experience. Straight away, a run to get things going for Yodhas. Siddharth gets off the mark with a single. On the strike is a white ball veteran, a very well known figure, Mr. Kiran Chaudhary. He's got plenty of experience behind him. 1,128 matches, 17,206 runs, averaging just under 25, strike rate over 95. He's a very good batter right at the top. Divi with the ball for the one champion. A very young lad. He's a tall bowler, will get extra bounce from the surface. Likes to hurry the batters. Let's drift it down the leg. White ball signal by the umpire. Good carry by the wicket keeper. 57 matches for Divi, 59 wickets. Economy just over 7. Best figures of 5 for 17. This will be a good matchup. Divi up against Siddharth and Kiran Chaudhary. One champion cricket academy. Usually very good with their bowling. Well, that's a length delivery played with the soft hand, looking for the quick single. Short covers was quick, but not quick enough. Both the batters call early. This is good. Running between the wicket by both the batters, making the call early and then running for it. That's the ideal thing to do. Both the batters getting off the mark at the very first ball they faced. Well, that's a steep bounce. We have to wait for the umpire's call. Well, did that came off the glove? No, it doesn't. Umpire says it came off shoulder. Well, that was a beauty, absolute beauty. Completely surprised Siddharth. An excellent bumper from Divi. This is good length. Appeal for LBW, but it was way over for the LBW. Well over the pads. It trapped him on the thigh pad. This is good from Divi. He's bowling at decent pace. Length is the key. Just on the good length. On the previous instance, he went into the surface. completely surprising the batter, just hurrying the batter at the moment. Divi, his pace is up, he's getting his rhythm going. Divi, run up looks very fluent. Well, this time he drifts one on the pads. Beautifully played. Well, that's an excellent effort in the deep. Rehan there in the deep, who does the cleanup job. That ball was traveling. Rehan gets his slide in. Definitely saves couple of runs for his team. Divi gets greedy and goes at the pad on that occasion. Beautifully clipped by Siddharth. Almost got a boundary, but excellent effort in the square leg. He had to run all the way towards his right, covered good ground, and in the end gets in the slide and saves couple of runs. Last ball of the over, 5 without any loss. Yodhas in the very first over. That's an outside edge. Did that carry? We have to wait for the umpire signal. Well. What has happened there? Wicket keeper looked very interested. He's confident that he's caught it, but we have to wait for the umpire's call. Well, that's been given out. Yes, it looked as if it carried. Sachin Rathod with a brilliant catch. He had to dive forward and he's been given out. Well, Siddharth getting a thickish outside edge and an excellent catch from Sachin Rathod to send him off. Early wicket for One Champion Cricket Academy. They open their account in the very first over. Divi with the first blow. One Champion drawing first blood in the very first over. 5 for 1 after 1. Yodha. Ritesh will share the new ball with Divi. Ritesh Rajendra Singh. He is a right arm medium pacer. Well, that's a good length delivery. Punched off the back foot. Straight to the cover point. Kiran Chaudhary was looking for a quick single but sent back by Dheeraj, who's the new batter in at number 3 for Yodha. He's got some experience, Dheeraj. 328 matches for him, over 13,000 runs, in fact 13,691 runs, average mind-boggling, just under 75, strike rate just under 150, 148.91 to be precise. Very good stats for Dheeraj. He's a very good batter, well accomplished. Well, that's into the surface in the air for a while, but will not carry to the third man, short third man. It's a single. Score moves to 6. 6 for the loss of 1. Yodha put into bat first by one champion cricket academy after winning the toss. 6 for 1 after 1.2. It will only be a 19 over inning for Yodha as they came late by 10 minutes. Match official deducting their over. Well, that's a beauty. That was stuck very firmly. What a shot that was. But an even better effort in the point. That's a dot ball, but what a shot that was. The sound that it made off the bat. Well. It echoed around the ground and traveled very quickly. The point fielder might have hurt himself. That ball went very quickly and hitting him flush on the foot. Not enough time for him to get down and get hand to it. Well, he seems in some sort of trouble. Well, he's walking off. He's got his shoes off and he's walking off. He looks in some trouble. The point fielder is clearly not comfortable to continue. He's walking off. Once again, cut away. This time, the point fielder had to get in the slide. By the time the fielder could have fielded and get the ball back, both the batters threw for a single. Good running between the wicket, early call, and they have made the ground with ease. Score moves to 7. Good over from Ritesh so far. Concedes only 2 in his first 4 deliveries. This time the ball keeps low. Well, Kiran expecting the ball to come at the waist height, but that ball kept low, skids through. Fortunate for him that it was not in line of stumps. Deep gully and deep square leg are the two fielders outside the circle with which Ritesh is operating. An excellent over so far. Only 2 runs. Kiran Chaudhary, 2 of 4 deliveries. Well, this time he gets a thick edge outside edge and will beat the short third towards his left. That's a much needed boundary. 6 runs coming off the second over. Yodha after 2 are 11 for the loss of 1. Divi will continue. There was an inside edge, but the ball did not carry to the wicket keeper. Well, Dheeraj on that occasion looking to get on the top of the bounce, but he got his bat way up than he should have. Just the under edge of the bat, ball getting dipped right in front of the wicket keeper. Both the batters having good look at the pitch where the ball landed. It looked as if it's not coming as quickly as they are expecting off the surface. It's a very dry surface, but will assist the bowlers early on. Well driven on the up. Will they go for the quick single? No, they won't. Kiran Chaudhary was very keen to get that single, but sent back by Dheeraj. That ball went straight to the cover point. That was played well. Travelled very quickly to the fielder in the inner circle. It would have been a mighty risky single if they have gone for it. Couple of dot deliveries to start off the third over. This is good from DV so far. 1.2 overs, 5 for 1. He's got a wicket. He's getting the pace. Shot of good length. Dheeraj just turns it away on the onside for a single wide of mid on. Only one run so far of this over. Kiran Chaudhary, as usual, taking his time in the initial time, but he's already got a boundary that will keep him going. 6 of 5 deliveries. Strike rate is up. He's a very dangerous batter. Kiran Chaudhary, when he keeps going, makes batting look effortlessly, likes to access the offside. Well, that's an absolute peach from Divi. That ball took off from a length, going over the bat of Kiran Chaudhary, almost surprising him. On the previous occasion, it was the bounce that surprised Kiran Chaudhary, going below his bat. This time it goes over his bat. This will create some doubts in his mind. Well, before committing on the front foot, these are not the good signs for the batters. You have deceived from both the time, both the type of bounces early on your innings will create doubts in your mind. Good from Divi. Well, this time he goes on the pads. I think it's pad. No, the umpire thinks otherwise. Inside edge on the pads. Ball runs into the square leg for a single. Score moves to 13. Only 2 runs of the over so far. Good over from Divi. 1.5 over, 7 for 1. Dheeraj, 2 of just 5 deliveries. He's the danger man. Last ball of the over. Well, that's very full. Driven straight to the point. Kiran Chaudhary looking for the quick single. Was sent back. But there's an overthrow, a misfield from the wicketkeeper. No one backing him up. So it will be a single to close out the over. 3 runs coming off the third over. Yodha after 3. 14 for the loss of 1. Ritesh to continue. Well, that's a first shot of aggression from Dheeraj. Slightly overpitched and he goes over covers. One bounce into the boundary skirtings. Shot of an authority from Dheeraj. Well, he was waiting for anything full. Slightly overpitched from Ritesh and he pays the penalty. That was in the arc for Dheeraj, who needs no second invitation before going over. Clears the infield with ease. Inside out he goes. That ball was very full outside off stump. Score moves to 18. Dheeraj moves to run a ball 7 with that boundary. Now the cover field right at the edge of the circle after that boundary. Ritesh, will he immediately drop his length back? Yes, he does. Hurrying the batter on that occasion. Dheeraj looking to pull that one. Getting hit on the shoulder of the bat. So timing not correct on that occasion for Dheeraj. We rarely see Dheeraj mistime the ball. That is what he brings to the table. Very athletic. Gets into position very early. Well, punched off the back foot. Looking for the quick single. Kiran Chaudhary. He likes to rotate the strike on regular basis. That's the key feature of his batting. Gets an out boundary. Odd boundary here and there. Kiran Chaudhary likes to rotate the strike. Likes to hand over the strike to his partner. On that occasion, one champion cricket academy, well aware of that one. Cover and point fielder very much inside the circle to stop singles. Once again, a very full delivery. Kiran looking to drive, gets an inside edge. Inside edge onto the pads. This is good comeback from Ritesh. After being taken for a boundary at the very first ball, he only concedes one in his next three. All in all, five of just four deliveries. Well, that's in the air. An easy catch for Ritesh in his follow through. Well, that was a nothing shot from Kiran Chaudhary. Caught in the crease. In a no position to pull that one. Gets a leading edge and the ball ballooned in the air. Ritesh hasn't had to do much to take that one. That second one down. A soft dismissal for Kiran Chaudhary. Second one down for Yodha inside the fourth over. Just 19 on the board. 19 for 2 after 3.5. Ritesh gets a big wicket of Kiran Chaudhary. New batter in Ishreyas Kumar in at number 4. Well, straight away gets an outside edge. Good work by the short third. That's a dot ball to close out the over. After 4 overs, Yodha on 19 for the loss of 2. 5 runs and a wicket coming off the fourth over by Ritesh. Shreyas Kumar in at number 4 is a left hand bat. 227 matches for him, 5,697 runs, averaging over 30. Strike rate just under 125. 19 for the loss of 2 after 4 overs. Yodha, they'll be batting 19 overs as 1 over has been reduced for them as they came late. 4 overs into the match. Interaction in the bowling as well. Aditya NK now makes way. First signs of spin. Right arm off break. Aditya NK 91 matches for him. 112 wickets. Economy 7.8. Best figures of 5 for 19. Is a very accurate bowler. Aditya NK relies more on his line and length. Well, that's a very full delivery and Dheeraj is too good a batter to miss out on such scoring opportunity. That's a massive hit. It's out of the ground. What a shot that was in the arc and out of the park it goes. New ball, please, says Dheeraj. Well, that was in the arc for the right hander. Cow corner and a very stylish long off for Dheeraj. He goes over mid on for a six. Well, what will be the reply from Aditya NK? Yes, he drags his length back. That ball skids through the surface. Dheeraj playing for the turn on that occasion gets beaten on the outside edge. That ball skids through the surface. Good carry by the wicketkeeper. 25 for 2. Dheeraj now moves into double figure with that 6, 14 of 10. A pace just wide of covers. Well, that was aerial, but it was well controlled. Inside out he goes. Once again, an over pitch delivery from Aditya NK, and he pays the penalty. Aditya not happy with the field, but that was beautifully placed by Dheeraj. Right towards the right of covers. While Aditya NK operating with very heavy onside field. He's got four fielders on the onside, mid on, cow corner, short square leg, and a fine leg. Whereas on the offside, gully, point, cover point, and covers, and long off on the boundary. 10 runs already of the 3 overs. This time swept away. There's a fielder behind in the cow corner, so it will only be a single. This is good from Dheeraj. After getting couple of boundaries, he just rotates the strike. Aditya NK going for 11 in his first over. 30 for the loss of 2. Yodha after 4.4 inside the power play. They have lost both the openers. Dheeraj raised away to 19 of just 12 deliveries. He's one of the premium batters of Yodha. Dheeraj, lot relies on him that how he operates. Well, the field changes completely for the left-hander. Well, that's a beauty. Leaving the left-hander after pitching. Play and a miss. Shreyas looking to defend on the front foot. Gets beaten on the outside edge. Turn for the Aditya on that occasion. Turn with the angle. Extra fielder on the offside for Shreyas. Only one square leg. And he sweeps in the fine leg. Well, that ball is racing away. Square leg fielder after that one. Good take and good throw. But the batter easily making his way back to the crease for the second run. An expensive over from Aditya NK. 13 coming off the fifth over. Yodha after 5 are 32 for the loss of 2. Another introduction in the bowling attack now. Sirish, a left arm pacer. introduced into the attack by the captain of One Champion Cricket Academy. 11 matches for Sirish, 9 wickets, economy 7.24, best figures of 2 for 41. A very relative new career for a youngster, but his stats will improve as he plays on more and more. Starts off with a short one, beautifully pulled away, but there's a fielder behind. Good field placement. Is operating with deep point and deep square leg. Sirish. Shreyas Kumar now back on strike with that single. Dheeraj 20 of just 13 deliveries. Well, that's a beauty from Sirish, attacking the rib cage of the batter. Shreyas Kumar does well to keep that one out. Not going for the pull, just conventionally defending off the back foot. That's a dot ball. Well, now a fielder from cover point moves to short mid wicket. They've got four fielders on the onside. It has five fielder on the offside. Once again, a length delivery played off the back foot, straight back to the bowler in his follow through. That's a dot ball. Shirish having a good look. In fact, it's Shreyash Kumar who's having a good look at the bowler. Shirish very accurate with his length, likes to bang in the surface. He's got a very good action, very fluent in his run up, good with his delivery stride too, and a good follow up as well. This time slightly over pitched, and that's been beautifully lifted over mid on for a boundary. What a shot that was! Shreya Kumar was waiting for anything full. Shrish, after a couple of good deliveries, goes full and pays the penalty. That's a boundary and handsome looking shot and easily done. But Shreya Kumar just lifts that ball over the infield, and that's enough to get a boundary. Outfield here at One Champion Cricket Ground is lightning quick. There's no point chasing that delivery. Score moves to 37 with that boundary. Well, that's in the air. This time looking to flick two fielders underneath. No one giving a call, and that's been put down. Fielder there only managing to get a fingertip at that one. Looked never comfortable. That should have been third one down. Shreyas Kumar gets a lifeline. That was good one from Sirish. That ball coming in with the angle. That's straighting enough to get the leading edge. That ball was in the air for a very long while. That should have been taken. Two fielders converging. Then short third fielder went for it, but looked never comfortable. In the end, ends up putting it down. Played with the soft hands. Will they go for quick single? No send back by the non-striker. That's a dot ball to close out the over. Only 6 runs coming off the final over of the power play. Yodha after 6, 38 for the loss of 2. Aditya NK will continue. An expensive first over from Aditya, conceding 13. Now into his second over. Now he has more protection behind as the power play is done and dusted. Well, there's a misfield in the deep extra cover region, and both the batters very quick to seize on the opportunity. Comes back for second. Good running between the wicket. Running first one hard makes the second one easy for them. A very full delivery, huge appeal. We have to wait for the umpire's call. This is not out. Well, that was very close to an outside edge. A very animated appeal from the wicketkeeper and the bowler as well. They were up, but the umpire says not out. That's a dot delivery. Well, this time safely negotiated. Aditya NK is getting the ball to go away for the left-hander. Can ball much slower through the air. Aditya NK in order to abstract more turn from the surface, but he likes to ball it quick through the air. Well, that's on the pads, beautifully swept away, but it will only be a single as there's a fielder behind in the square leg. Very conventional field. Three man inside the circle on the offside, whereas fine leg inside the circle on the onside. Three men behind on the offside. In fact, on the onside, and two men behind on the offside. Very conventional field. Short third point, then a sweeper cover, short covers, long off, whereas long on, cow corner and deep square leg, three men outside and a fine leg inside the circle on the leg side. Swept away, but there's a fielder behind in the square leg. Ran first one hard, but there's no second one there. Dheeraj has to settle in with a single. Good sharp throw from the deep fielder as well. Will not allow the batter to come back for the second. Good over so far from NK. Only four coming off that one. Last ball to be delivered. Yodha 42 for the loss of 2 after 6.5. Well, Shreyas Kumar sweeps but straight to the short fine leg, who gets the ball back to the wicketkeeper in no time. Shirish Kumar was looking for the quick single but sent back by Dheeraj. That was a right call. 4 runs coming off that one. Yodhas after 7 overs are 42 for the loss of 2. Well, series to continue. A boundary of the very first ball. A rather streaky one. Dheeraj looking to pull that one. Got inside half of the bat. Inside edge, I must say. Under half of the bat. And the ball beats the short third fielder. Raised away very quickly. Pace. It's the pace of the left armer that takes the ball to a boundary. Good bumper. This is on a good length. Driven with the soft hands, looking for the second one, but sweeper cover is quick. Keeps them to one. This is better line from Sirish. Once again, a short ball, this time pulled in front, but straight to the mid wicket fielder who does well. It will only be a single. Good looking shot that came right off the meat, but still was played all along the carpet, so it will only be a single. Sirish just just testing the batters with short stuff every now and then. Rarely balls full. He likes to bang into the surface. Goes occasionally full. That short and wide, beautifully cut away, beats the point towards his right and beats the sweeper cover towards his left. That's perfectly placed in between. Plenty of width that was on offer from Sirish, and Dheeraj makes him pay. Cuts it beautifully for a boundary. That was a well timed and well placed boundary. Dheeraj now into 30s, 30 of just 18 deliveries. 50 is up for Yodha, 52 after 4 point in after 7.4, 52 for 2 after 7.4. Another short ball once again beats the sweeper cover towards his left. Not as wide as the previous one, but still width was there. And Dheeraj pouncing on that one. It was much quicker delivery from Sirish, but still Dheeraj gets on the top of the bounce and cuts it all along the carpet. That ball raced across the surface like a tracer bullet. Timing was the key on that occasion. He's one of the sweetest timer of the ball. Dheeraj relies on the placement. Well, that's a beauty from Sirish. Almost hitting the timber. Very close to an inside edge. On a good length. Completely surprised the batter. Goes right in between bat and pad. Angle taking that ball away from the stumps. A good over for the batting team. 14 runs coming off the 8th over. Yodha 56 for the loss of 2 after 8 overs. Introduction in the bowling attack. Keshav with his right arm off break. Starts off with a low full toss driven wide of long off. Will they come back for second? No, good flat throw. Will keep the batter to 161 matches for Keshav. 163 wickets. Economy 7.67. Best figures of 4 for 17. Starts off with a low full toss. He's got away with that one. Staying around the wicket for the right hander as well, Keshav. Well, that's a poor delivery. A low full toss on the pads and beautifully swept away. Right in between fine leg and deep square leg. No chance for any fielder to cut that off. That ball raced very quickly off the blade. As I said, Dheeraj, one of the sweetest timer of the ball, puts it away with ease. Score moves to 61. 61 for the loss of 2 after 8.2. Well, once again, a very full delivery, almost a full toss, driven straight down the ground. A misfield will allow the batter to come back for the second run. Long on fielder had to get in the dive to stop that one. Score moves to 63. 7 runs already of the over, only 3 deliveries balled. Once again, a very full delivery on the pads, clipped away. Straight to the deep mid wicket. So it will only be a single. Happy to rotate the strike. Dheeraj after getting that boundary into 40s. He's quietly moved into 40s. Dheeraj 41 of just 23. Hardly seems hitting the ball, but his strike rate is up. Punched off the back foot. Sweeper cover does well. So it will only be a single. With that, score moves to 65. Current run rate 7.36 for Yodha. This will be the last ball of the over. 9 runs so far of the over. Slightly short. Punched off the back foot, but straight to the sweeper cover. So it will only be a single. 10 runs coming off the ninth one by Keshav. Yodha 66 for the loss of 2 after 9. Another introduction in the bowling attack. Now Mahinder Reddy with the ball. Starts off with a flighted delivery. Very full. Dheeraj happy to defend it off the front foot. Just having a look at Mahinder Reddy before going after him. Plenty of experience behind Mahinder Reddy. Once again, slow through the air. That is what the other spinners were lacking. Mahinder Reddy, very smart operator, slow through the air, allowing the ball enough time to turn. 923 matches for him, 496 wickets, economy 7.28, best figures of 5 for 14 for Mahinder Reddy. Well, this time, the left-hander hits it straight as an arrow and beats the long on fielder towards his left. That was very well struck boundary from Sreyash Kumar. Slightly quicker through the air and a flatter trajectory from Mahinder Reddy makes it easy for the batter to hit him through the line. That's a boundary for Shreyas Kumar. Well, this time he throws one wide, gets the outside edge, no one in the slip quadrant. That ball raced away very quickly. Back to back boundaries for Shreyas Kumar. This one much tricky, but he'll take it. This was a better delivery from Mahinder Reddy. Slow through the air, wide of the left hander. Got the outside edge, but no one in the slips. Shreyas Kumar will fetch a boundary for that one. Moral victory for the bowler, but runs for the batter. Once again, slow through the air. This time presents a very straight bat. That ball wide of long on. In fact, wide of long off. Slight misfield, then good backup. Two by the long off fielder. Keeps it to one. Score moves to 76. 10 already of the over. Good batting in the middle phase by Yodha. The milking runs in the middle overs too. They're liking the spinners. Punched off the back foot. Wide of long off. Will they come back for second? A very good pickup and clean throw by the deep fielder. Keeps the batter to one. 11 coming off the 10th. We are halfway through in the first inning. 77 for the loss of 2. Players will have drinks and there will be a change in end. We'll be right back after a very short break. Keshav will continue. 1.2 overs, 11 for none for Keshav. 78 for 2 after 10.2. Yodha. Well, he goes for big one but doesn't get out of the middle. Mahinder Reddy in the long on will not cut it off. That was wide of him. Shreyas just going wide of long on, doing the right thing. Connection was not there on that occasion, but still good enough to go for a boundary. Shreyas Kumar raised away to 26 of just 19 deliveries with the help of that boundary. Both the batsmen now moving along nicely, playing the middle overs very nicely. Both the batters, they're getting in the out boundary. That's hit flat. Will that carry all the way? No, it doesn't. One bounce, four it is. Mahinder Reddy was wide in the long on region, and Shreyas Kumar spotted that very quickly and went straighter on that occasion. He'll fetch a boundary, back to back boundaries for him. Now moves to 30, 30 of just 20 deliveries. An adjustment in the field. Now a very straight square leg, cow corner, and long on, very straight. After that shot, this time he made room for himself, looked to access the offside, but that ball kept low and skids through the surface, beats him. That ball was very close to the off stump. Shreyas needs to be mindful of that one too. Length was the key. This is much better length and even better shot from Shreyas, wide of long off. Excellent effort in the deep. Definitely saves two for his team. That was struck very firmly. 11 runs coming off the 11th over. Yodhas raised away to 88 for the loss of 2 after 11. Mahinder Reddy will continue. Goes for 11 in his first over. Slow through the air. Slightly back of length. Pulled away nicely. It will only be a 1. Slower through the air. Mahinder Reddy, very different from the other two spinners, Aditya and K. Mahinder Reddy, ball slow through the air, occasionally goes flat. This time played with the soft hands and through for a single. This is good running between the wicket. Both the batters have done that excellently. Apart from getting a boundaries, they have rotated the strike on regular basis. That's been the success mantra for these two. A good partnership for the third wicket between Shreyas and Dheeraj. That's a beautifully played sweep shot. Beats the fine leg fielder towards his right. Fine leg fielder does his best, but it's not still good enough. That ball raised away very quickly. That was an excellent shot. 50 is up with that. 50 of just 31 deliveries for Dheeraj. What a knock this has been. It's a very well compiled half century. He's held this innings together. Dheeraj was in early, but eh, well, what a shot that was. This time completely to the other part of the ground. Waits on the back full, allow the ball to come to him, then plays it late. Right it between point and cover point for a boundary. What a shot that was. Mahinder Reddy not happy with the effort in the inner circle, but that was right in between. Well, what a shot that was. Dheeraj toying with the field. This time plays very late, runs it in the third man, slow through the air, so it will not go all the way. It will be cut off by the gully fielder. It's only a single. With that single, score moves to 99. 99 for the loss of 2 in 11.5. Well, 11 already of the over. Mahinder Reddy 1.5 overs, 22 without a wicket. They've played spin very well, both the batters, and they have complemented each other very well. Well, that's a beauty. Almost hitting the off stump. That was a quicker one from Mahinder Reddy. Kept low, skids through the surface. Good take by the wicketkeeper. 11 coming off the 12th. Yodha 99 for the loss of 2 after 12 overs. Sirish now back into the attack. Left arm pacer. Well, that's a good hit, but will not go all the way. Good fielding by the square leg fielder. That was hit across the line, but will not find the fence and the gap as well. That will only be a single. 100 is up for Yodha. 100 in good time. 12.1 is what took them to reach to a milestone. 33 of 24 for Shreyas Kumar, whereas 56 of 34 for Dheeraj. Both the batters very comfortable. This time, hit away right in between. Long on and mid wicket. That's a welcome boundary. Slightly overpitched in terms of length, but still it was not an half volley by any means. But Shreyas Kumar is the high quality batter. Very risky shot from Shreyas to get a boundary. This time shot punched off the back foot. Shreyas does well in his follow through, but still both the batters crossing through for a single. 105 for the loss of 2 now after just 12.3 overs. This is excellent passage of play for Yodha. They have controlled the middle overs very nicely. They've batted exceedingly well. They've almost got more than 60 in last 5 overs. Well, that's a touch of class there from Dheeraj. Waited on that one and played very late, right in between gully and point, while making full use of the pace. Playing very late. That was played very late. Allowed the ball to come at him, opening the face at the very last moment. Gets himself a boundary. Well, there's a change in field. Now point, push back, and square leg inside the circle after that boundary. This time he gets down low and paddles it over the wicket keeper. What a shot that was! Well. Got into a tangle, but still managing to scoop it over the wicket keeper. Well, moved early, moved towards his off stump and got down low. That was a length delivery. Shreyas being very predictable with his length. Third boundary of the over. 14 already of the over, yet a delivery to be bowled. 2.5 overs, 34 without a wicket for Shreyas so far. This time square driven. Will that be deep gully? Yes, it does. What a shot that was. It was an hat trick of boundaries to close the over. 18 runs coming off the 13th. Yodha now raced away to 117 for the loss of 2 after 13. Aditya and K now back into the attack. 2 overs, 17 for none for Aditya. Dheeraj 68 of 37, whereas 38 of 26 for Shreyas Kumar. Both the batters. Well, that was on the pads. Shreyas looked to pull that one, but misses. Is disappointed with his effort. On the pads, drifting down the leg, swept, but straight to the short fine. Well, that was a loose ball from Aditya NK. He gets that. He gets away with that one. Swept, but straight to the fine leg. Only fielder there in the inner circle. Batter fails to beat him. Back to back dot deliveries to start off the 14th over. Aditya stopping right before his delivering stride. Might be problem with his run up. This time he comes down the track, tries to go aerial but gets the inside half of the bat. Ball moves all along the carpet in the mid wicket. Good fielding keeps the batter to one. Good over so far from Aditya. Only one of three deliveries. Dheeraj moving along nicely. Got hat trick of boundaries to close out the previous over. Now have three deliveries in this over. No boundary so far in this over. Well, that's a good delivery from Aditya. Flatter through the air and very full in terms of length. Aditya had no chance to get underneath that delivery. Hits it all along the carpet for a single. Only conceding 2 runs in the four deliveries so far. Aditya NK. Well, that's an absolute beauty. Huge appeal for the stumping. Sachin Rathod looks very confident, but the umpire thinks otherwise. Shreyas looking to access offside, making room for himself, but makes no connection with the ball. Good take and takes the bails off in a flash. Sachin Rathod, but still not good enough. Foot was well inside for Shreyas Kumar. An excellent over from Aditya NK. Only two coming off the five deliveries. Last 6 overs. Went for 17. Well, I was saying an excellent over. Shreyas Kumar spoils it, gets to the pitch of the ball and hits it long way over long on. That was a massive hit. An easily 90-meter hit. 80 runs. In fact, 8 runs coming off the 14. 125 for the loss of 2. Mahinder Reddy now back into the attack. 2 overs, 22 for none for Mahinder Reddy. Will bowl the 15th over. Down the track he comes. Fielder there in the deep was mighty interested, but that ball was always going over his head. A clean strike from Dheeraj, giving the charge, getting to the pitch of the ball and hits it way over long on for a six. Now into 70s with that six. Dheeraj 75 of just 39 deliveries. Take a bow. This time hits it flat, but straight to the square leg fielder who collects the ball on a bounce. An excellent throw from the deep fielder keeps the batter to one. Well, real hammerage for one champion cricket academy in the middle overs. The ship did not took off in the power play, but it's clearly over the moon in the middle overs. Hit hard, but straight to the long off fielder. It will only be a single. 8 runs coming off the first three deliveries. Mahinder Reddy proving out to be an expensive resource. Concedes 30 in just 2.3 overs. One champion cricket academy clearly did not bowl good enough in the middle overs. That's another single. Good comeback from Mahinder Reddy. After that six at the very first ball, he only concedes three in his next three deliveries. 9 runs off the over, yet two deliveries to be bowled. That was a quicker one into the surface, and Shreyas Kumar bending his knee down and lifting it over fine leg for a boundary that will bring his half century. Some style to get to an half century. Shreyas Kumar 50 of just 33 deliveries. He's complimented Dheeraj very nicely. 50 of 33 with the help of 7 boundaries and 1 massive 6. Strike rate in excess of 150. This time he goes over cover. What a shot that was! Inside out, over extra cover for a 6. An expensive 15th over from Mahinder Reddy. Goes for 19. Yodhas now up for a big finish. 144 for the loss of 2 after 15. What a partnership this has been between Dheeraj and Shreyas Kumar. Both the batters matching each other for shot, matching them for shot, both the batters. Ritesh Rajendra Singh now back into the attack for one champion cricket academy. Bowled well with the new ball. Well, he's been greeted with a six. What a shot that was from Dheeraj. Shot of good length on the body, and Dheeraj does exceedingly well to get inside the line of the ball and scoops it over fine leg for a six. Glimpse of Surya Kumar Yadav sky in that one, getting inside the line and a Sipla shot for a six. 150 is up for Yodha. 150 for the loss of 2 in just 15.1. They've started off slow. Both the openers dismissed cheaply, but Dheeraj and Shreyas Kumar first studying the ship, now throwing mighty blows at the bowling attack. Well, plenty of thought process going through One Champion Cricket Academy. Well, that's a classiest shot as you get. Very full in term of length, and he's been beautifully square driven, gone past the point fielder towards his right, then beats the sweeper cover towards his left. Placement was the key there, opening the face of the bat. Classy as you like. Dheeraj looks in well control. The shot once he plays the shot, looks in well control of every shot. He's controlled the innings throughout. 87 of 43. No rash shots in that one. Class written all over. Well, this time he goes over long off, and that's a massive hit as well. That was very full, and it was easy pickings for Dheeraj. Just opens. It was an extension rather than a hit, I must say. 16 runs off the first three deliveries. First a six over fine leg, then a boundary in the point region. Now a six over long off. Shot cut away but will not carry to the sweeper cover. That was a good throw from the deep fielder. Keeps the batter to one. This is a much better line and length from Ritesh. Was guilty of bowling too full. Now the strike is back with the lefty. An elegant left-hander, Shreyas Kumar. His match. His match Dheeraj. Shot for shot. Both batters complementing each other very nicely. Very different in their approach. Well, he moved early. This is good from Ritesh. Staying away from the hitting arc. Slower through the pace. And he goes into the surface. Shreyas looking to pull, but there was no pace in the ball. Gets beaten. Good little comeback. 161 is up. Last ball of the over. Well, he goes straight, but all along the carpet, so it will only be a single to close out the over. 18 runs coming off the 16th over. Yodhas 162 for the loss of 2 after 16. The other new bowler, Divi now back into the attack. 2 overs, 88 for 1. 2 overs, 8 for 1 for Divi so far. Excellent with the new ball. bowled exceedingly well in the power play, but now has a bigger job to do. Both set batters out in the center, drilled hard all along the carpet, but it will only be a single. Current run rate now over 10 for Yodha. Dheeraj into the 90s. 94 of 25, 94 of 45 for Dheeraj. On the verge of getting to a three figure. He's played all along the ground. He's got boundaries behind point, in front of point as well, straight down the ground. Then in the fine leg too. Well, that's a good ball, but just drifting down the leg. That's been given wide by the umpire. Divi there, looking to cramp the batter for room. In the process, drifts one down the leg. That's been given as a wide. Well, that's a better length from Divi. On a length, attacking the stumps. Dira just respecting the good delivery, plays with the soft hands and through for a single. Partnership 146 of just 75 deliveries. They've completely dismantled the bowling lineup. These two, Shreyas Kumar and Dheeraj, scoring over 10 in every over, apart from one from Aditya and K in between, which went for 8. Well, that's a very full delivery, but still drives it nicely. Wide of long off. Will they come back for second? No, they have to settle in for a single. That's what good delivery from Divi. Very full in terms of length. No chance for Shreyas Iyer to get underneath that one. Had to play all along the carpet. 4 runs coming off the first half in this over. 166 for 2 Yodha after 16.3. Well, he goes very full on the stumps, beautifully clipped in the fine leg. In fact, in the square leg. Excellent running between the wicket. That was very full, attacking the stumps. Dheeraj does well, clips it in the square leg for couple of runs. Get inches closer to his 100 on 97, 97 of 47. Well, that's a poor effort behind the timber. Sachin letting one go through. That's wide plus two. Three extras for Yodha. Score moves to 171 now. 171 for 2 in 16.4. Divi makes a very slight error, but margin of error here is very minimal. You need to be on money. You need to be very dead accurate when bowling against these two. Well, looking for the glory shot, Dheeraj. That's a bluff from Divi. going full outside off stump. That's a dot ball. 9 runs of the over so far. No boundary, still 9 runs conceded. Last ball of the over. Divi bowled well. Will he able to get out of the over? Well, bails out at the very last moment before delivering the ball. Some problem into his run up. Well, that's in the air and taken. Dheeraj departs just short of his well made 100. He departs for 97, looking to lift over fine leg, and he holds out a second late on the shot. That ball hitting on the shoulder of bat, and no mistake by the fielder in the fine leg. Just one there. Krishna Jaiswal in the fine leg takes a good catch to send back Dheeraj, who departs for 97. What a knock that was. He deserved an 100, but he's gone into the 90s, into the nervous 90s. A good over from Divi, 9 runs and a massive wicket of Dheeraj coming in that 17th over. Aditya NK to ball the 18th, 171 for 3 after 17. Yodha after being put into bat first. Well, that's a very full delivery from Aditya. Shreyas looking to work it on the onside. Gets an inside edge. Ball goes nowhere. It's a dot ball. Well, that's a big shot coming down the ground. Gets to the pitch of the ball and hits it way over long on for a massive six. Aditya NK. This time a quicker one into the surface. Shreyas Iyer lifts it up over extra cover, but there's a fielder behind. Collects the ball on a bounce, so it will only be a single. New batter in is Kaushik. In at number 5 for Yodha. a sweep shot, slog sweep, all along the carpet, only for a single. Kaushik gets off the mark. 8 runs so far of the over. Two deliveries yet to be bowled. Aditya and K. 3.4 overs, 33 for none. He's bowled well occasionally, but they've been boundaries flowing. Hard to stop the batters when they are in a mood. Well, there's a reverse sweep straight to the short third, looking for a quick single. Well, that's a wild throw from the short third fielder. He should have gone at the wicket keeper's end. Well, the short third fielder not happy with the bowler, but it was a flat throw, bouncing right in front of him. It's hard to take that sort of bounce. Well, the batter advancing, missing the ball. So does the wicketkeeper Sachin Rathore. Still a good over, I must say, under the circumstances. Only 9 runs coming off the 18th over. Only 1 hour remaining in the tank for Yodha, as they've been penalized on coming late. Divi will bowl the final over of the inning, 180 for the loss of 3. Yodha after 18. Divi will bowl the final over of the innings. Well, he goes very full, just inside that wide line on the off stump. Shreyas moved early, tried to make room for himself, but Divi just watching the batter at till the very last moment and just going wide of him. That ball was out of the reach for the left-hander. Well, the one champion cricket academy has been penalized on the slow over rate. They now have 5 fielders inside the circle. It's hard to bowl with the 5 fielders inside the circle. Well, that ball kept slow. Divi goes into the surface. That ball skids through the surface, kept real low. No point that Shreyas Kumar could have hit that one. Back to back dot deliveries to start off the 19th over. Well, on the pads, and he'll travel the distance. Well, in the range for the left hander, and he beautifully hits it in the mid wicket for a massive six. Easily done. Score moves to 186. Well, that's it straight. Will not be cut off by long on and long off. That was well struck shot from Shreyas Kumar. Once again, very full from DV. This time, the batter going straight through the line. Beats the long on and long off comfortably. That was very well struck shot. 190 is up for Yodha. 190 for the loss of 3 after 18.4. Last two deliveries remaining in this innings. Shreyas Kumar, 77 of 46. Goes big, and that's a massive, a monstrous hit from Shreyas Kumar. Once again, a length delivery, and Shreyas Kumar stand tall, hits it a long way. Well. This is hitting of the highest order. Nothing wrong with the delivery. It's just the class of the batter. Shreyas Kumar take a bow. 83 of just 47 deliveries. Last ball of the innings. Hits it straight, but will go to the long on fielder who collects the ball on a bounce. Well. Shreyas Kumar happy to sacrifice his wicket on the team cause. Going for the second one. Gets himself run out. Good throw from Mahinder Reddy from the deep. Sachin Rathod takes the bails off. That's a wicket at the very last ball. 198 will be the target for Yodha for One Champion Cricket Academy when they come out to chase. We'll be right back after a very short innings break. Welcome back to the chase. Fireworks continue in the chase as well. 15 without any loss inside the very first over. Ritwik, 14 of just 4 deliveries. Shrish with the new ball for Yodha. Gone for 15. Yet a delivery to be balled. What a start this has been for one champion. Cricket Academy. Shot into the surface, pulled away. That ball hitting the shoulder of the bat. Timing not correct. Good quick single from both the batters. 16 coming off the very first over. What a start this has been for one champion Cricket Academy. They're chasing a massive total and they have got a start that they are after. They're chasing 198 and they've got 16 in the very first over. Harsha to share the new ball. Harsha to share the new ball along with Shrish, a left arm, and he's being treated with same. That's a boundary, a full toss, and he goes over long off, wide long off for a boundary. Ritwik in a mood, raised away to 19 of just 6 deliveries. 163 matches for Harsha, 220 wickets, economy just under 7. Best figures of 6 for 19. He's a very good bowler. Harsha, genuine wicket taker, but goes for a boundary at the very first bowler. A left arm orthodox. Well, this is better length, just guiding it straight to the back foot point. That's a dot ball. 71 matches for Ritvik, 2,828 runs, averaging just under 45. Strike rate very healthy, almost 150. Well, this time he goes over long off and clears the deep fielder. What a shot that was! Shot of an authority, over pitched, and it's good enough for him. Lifted over long off for a 6. Krishna Jaishwal at the non-striker, the other opener, 219 matches for him, 4,232 runs. Well, that's in the air. Fielder backpedaling just over his head. Will they come back for second? No, they are happy with the single. Krishna Jaishwal now on strike. 219 matches for him, 4,232 runs, averaging just under 26 strike rate, just under 96. 27 without any loss. One champion Cricket Academy into the second over. What a start it has been. Ritvik coming all guns blazing. Well, that's beautifully lifted inside out over extra cover. That ball almost goes over. Just a bounce inside the skirtings and away she goes. What a shot that was. This is a shot of the highest class. Quality written all over that one, class written all over that one. Over pitched from Harsha just outside off stump, and he goes inside out over. That's a very hard shot to execute, but he's made it look easy. 31 in just 1.5 overs. What a start this has been for one champion Cricket Academy. Last ball of the over, plays late. Slight misfield, but still no single. It's a dot ball to close out the over. 15 runs coming off the second. First 16, now 15. 31 without any loss. One champion Cricket Academy after two. Shrish will continue. Expensive in his first over. This time they're going for a shot. Quick run. And they'll complete. Ritvik playing off the back foot with the soft hands. Gully fielder right at the edge. So the single was on. Loud and early call, which helped both the batters to cross over with ease. 32 without any loss. What a start this has been for One Champion Cricket Academy. 27 of 10 for Ritvik, whereas 5 of 3 for Krishna Jaiswal. Both batters going hard at the bowling. They want to score as much as possible in the power play. Well, very full, looking to drive. Gets an inside edge. Beats the fine leg. That's a boundary, streaky, but Jaiswal will take it. Krishna Jaiswal looking to drive. Gets a thick outside edge, and that's a boundary. Runs flowing very nicely here at One Champion Cricket Ground for One Champion Cricket Academy. They're after a massive target, but they have got a start. 36 without any loss in just 2.2. This is the right way to go forward when you're after a massive target. Yodhas not scoring big in the power play, but scored heavily in between and right at the finish. This is better from Shirish, just on a length. Width was there, but Jaiswal gets beaten with the bounce. An extra bounce from Shirish on that occasion. He's a tall bowler. Guided away straight to the short third. Still they are through for a single. This good cricket from both the batters. Rotating the strike on regular basis. Only a boundary in this over so far. And in three singles. 7 runs of the over. Last ball to be delivered. There's a change in a field for Krishna Jaiswal. He's got sweeper cover out. Last ball of the over. Very full, driven score. Well, that ball was traveling. Gully fielder did exceedingly well to get a hand to it, but cannot hold on to that one. That would have been a blinder if would have hold on to that one. Couple of runs to close out the over. 9 runs coming off the third from Sirish. 40 without any loss after 3. One Champion Cricket Academy. Harsha will continue, going for 15 in his first over. Still his captain trusting him. Harsha now got a deep extra cover and long off outside the circle. After that inside out shots in the previous over, it's a Yorker just inside the wide line. This is good from Harsha, bowling to his field, bowling full outside off stump, asking the batter to go inside out. He's got a fielder behind, cannot afford to bowl too straight with this field. Well, but the batter shuffles and hits it over mid on for a boundary. What a shot that was from Ritvik. He plays the field very nicely, second guessing the bowler, moving early, getting close to the pitch, lifting it over mid on for a boundary. This time he goes further outside and it's been given wide. Understandably, he's got two fielders outside the circle on the offside. Wants the batter to play inside out. Well, this time he goes on the stumps. Ritvik happy to defend it. Well, Ritvik was ready for something outside of stump. A bluff from the bowler and he's happy to defend it. 45 without any loss. One champion cricket academy. Once again, a very full delivery outside of stump. He dragged that delivery from outside of stump and deposited it over long on for a six. 50 is up for one champion cricket academy. 51 without any loss in just 3.4 overs. What a start this has been. A forced field change after that couple of boundaries. Now long on back on the boundary and deep extra cover inside. That's slow through the air. Played with the soft hands and threw for a single. This is what the good batters do. Immediately after getting a boundary, they get off strike. They rotates. 39 of just 16 for Ritvik, whereas 12 of 7 for Krishna Jaiswal. Once again, the field changes for Krishna Jaiswal. Extra cover out and long off is inside the circle. Played with the very soft hand in the point and threw for a single. This is smart cricket. If they don't get the ball in the slot, they don't get the ball in the rack, they're happy to rotate the strike. 53 in just 4 overs. One champion cricket academy. Well, introduction in the bowling attack. Kaushik now with the ball. Right arm off break bowler Kaushik coming around the wicket. 385 matches for Kaushik. 222 wickets. Economy under 6. Very good. 5.26. Best figures of 5 for 3. Is a very good bowler. Kaushik coming round arm, trying to get the ball to skid through. Well, he does. Krishna Jaiswal just looking to play with the angle, gets beaten. It's a dot ball. Only 2 runs off the first three deliveries. That's been given as wide, wide outside off stump. Well, interestingly, he's bowling outside off stump and he's got long on and deep mid wicket. Should have been having a fielder on the offside deep with this sort of bowling. Well, that's been easily done. As I said, he should have been having fielder outside on the offside. Good fielding there by the point fielder, giving the ball chase and getting it inside at the right time. Couple of runs for Jaiswal. All the fielders on the offside are right at the edge. This time he looks to go over long off, just short of mid off. It will only be a single. Length very good from Kaushik. With that single, Ritvik is back on strike. 40 of just 17 deliveries for Ritvik so far. He's played well. Aggressor in this partnership. Ritvik played that one off the back foot, punched it wide of mid off, but it will only be a single. 7 runs coming off the fifth over. A good one from Kaushik, only giving away 7 in the power play. 60 without any loss. One OCA after 5. Another introduction in the bowling attack. G1 to bowl the sixth and the final over of the power play. Another spinner, right arm off break. G1 coming around the wicket. Well, starts off with a very full delivery that's been beautifully lifted over mid off for a boundary. What a shot that was from Ritvik. Full, and it was easy pickings. Presented a full face of bat and just lifted over the infield. G1 86 matches for him, 82 wickets, economy 6.5, best figures of 5 for 19. This is much better line. Attacking the stumps has got long on and deep mid wicket. With this field set, should be bowling much straighter on the stumps. Anything with outside off stump will go for runs. Well, what a delivery that was. That one kept low, skids through the surface. Ritvik looking to cut, but in the end stops his bat at the very last moment as that ball skids through the surface. This time he advances, comes down the track, gets to the pitch of the ball and hits it very nicely. Gets to his half century in some style. There was a fielder in the deep, still went with the shot and cleared with a good margin. 51 of just 22. What a start he's got for one champion. This time slightly shorter, hangs back and pulls it in between mid wicket and long on for a boundary. What a shot that was. First using his feet, getting to the pitch of the ball, now hanging back and pulling it right in between. 55 of just 23 for Ritvik. 6 boundaries and 4 massive sixes. Strike rate 239 for Ritvik. Well, this is batting masterclass from Ritvik. Last ball of the over. Nudges one away, but only for a single. Fielder there behind. 15 runs coming off the last over of the power play. Jivan going for 16 in his first. 75 without any loss. OCA after 6. Power play done. Krishna Jaiswal looking to use his fate, completely done through with the length. Bowler saw him coming, dragged his length back, still went with the shot. Good collect and clean. Stumping that from Kiran Chaudhary behind the timber. That's first one down for OCA. Krishna Jaiswal dismissed. 78 for the loss of one after 6.5. Siddharth now into the attack. Another off spinner. Another spinner. Well, batter bailing out at the very last moment. So it's been given as a dead ball by the umpire. 450 matches for Siddharth. 313 wickets. Economy 7.72. Best figures of 6 for 22. Slight misfield in the covers, but still, it will only be a single. Scoring rate has brought down after the power play. Well, that's a good shot from Ritvik. Full in terms of length, and Ritvik goes straight as an arrow on the side screen, just across the boundary. That was a very flat hit. Goes the distance. 93 is up for one champion in just 8.3. What a knock this has been from Ritvik so far. 65 of just 28. This time stands tall and punches one off the back foot. That should have been stopped in the covers, but a misfield allows the ball to go for a boundary. Sweeper cover tried his best, but that ball was traveling with some speed. First a six, now a boundary. After quite couple of overs, they've got 11 in just 4 deliveries. Siddharth in his first over goes for 11. Two deliveries yet to be bowled. 97 is up for one champion cricket academy. Once again, full. Ritvik looking to go big. This time gets the under half of his bat. So it will only be a single down to long on. 98 for 1 after 8.5. Last ball of the over. That's a very good delivery. Deception in the flight. Vishwakumar was way early into the shot, hence no timing. It will only be a single. 99 is up for one champion in just 9 overs. 99 for 1. The only man to be dismissed is Krishna Jaiswal. G1 will continue. Well, that is the amount of turn that G1 got on that occasion is remarkable. Well, Vishwa Kumar, Vishwas Kumar made good amount of room for himself, but that ball turning so sharply comes and hit towards his body. That's been given as a dot ball. Umpire thinks that the batter has not offered the shot, so it's been given as a dead ball. This time pulled off the back foot, but nowhere near the near middle of the bat, so it will only be a single. Down to long on. Now it's 100 up for one champion cricket academy. 100 in just 9.2. Another 98 required. This time punched away off the back foot. Good fielding there. In the deep. Keeps the batter to one. Vishwas Kumar, 10 of just 11 deliveries. He need to get a move on. Required rate well in control. Just over 9. Well, he goes down the track looking to go big and he misses one out. Kiran Chaudhary is too good a keeper. Takes the bails off in a flash. Smart piece of bowling from G1. Saw the batter coming at him and throw it wide of him. And wicketkeeper does the rest. Second one bites the dust against the run up play. 101 for 2. OCA. New batter in is SK Rehan in at number 4 for OCA. Another classy right hander in for OCA. 237 matches for him. On the verge of getting to a 10,000 run. Mind boggling average of 76. Over 76 impact. Strike rate more than healthy. 153.26 for Rehan. Gets off the mark with a single. Beauty to close out the 10th over. We are halfway through the chase. After 10 overs, one champion cricket academy are 102 for the loss of 2. They need another 96 from 60. We'll be right back after a very short break. There will be a change in end as well. Players will have drinks. Siddharth to continue, and there's a misfield in the covers. That should have been maximally a single, and that goes for a boundary. First boundary for Rehan. Gets in the act for the first time. Very confident looking shot. Result will please him. Hardly hitting that ball hard. Fit moving very quickly. Going on the back foot. Punching it very hard. Sound was good off the bat. Ball races very quickly. No chance for the sweeper cover to cut that off. Couple of fielders swapping their positions after that misfield. But all set for the play to resume. This time full. He lifts it. Fielder there in the deep. Just goes over his head. Rehan should have been going hard at that one. Just lifting it. Still good enough. His heart might be in his mouth for a very long period. Fielder there in the deep was interested for a very long, but just over his head. Rehan will take it. He's a strong batter. This time just knocks one down the ground for a single. Coming to that shot, it was all timing from Rehan. Hardly tries to hit that one, but still fetches six. Now changing angle for Ritvik. Siddharth coming around the wicket into the surface. Punched off the back foot. Will they look for the second? Yes, they are going for the second. A good throw. But both the batters very quick between the wicket. Excellent piece of running between the wicket. This is what these two brings to the table. They are very quick between the wickets. They'll push the fielders hard. Tossed up delivery. Ritvik looking for the big shot. Doesn't get right off the screws and taken in the deep. A slog sweep brings the downfall for Ritvik. Slow through the air from the bowler and gets the reward. Third one down. Ritvik played well but now has to walk back. Third one down for OCA. New batter in is Mahinder Reddy. Straight away gets in a act. Gets in a act. Well, what a shot that was. Played late. Running that ball in the third man region and getting a boundary. Using the pace of the bowler. Smart work from Mahinder Reddy to get himself off the mark. No better way to announce yourself at the batting crease than hitting a boundary at the very first ball you faces. Plenty of experience, in fact, tons of experience behind Mahinder Reddy. He's been around for a very, very long while. 923 matches for Mahinder Reddy, 22,658 runs, averaging just under 40. Strike rate very aggressive, 153.7 for Mahinder Reddy. In at number 5 for One Champion Cricket Academy. After 11, 119 for 3. OCA. Shreyas getting a wicket. At the very second ball, he balls. SK Rehan looking to sweep that one. Missing a very straight one. That was right plumb in front. Fourth one down. One Champion Cricket Academy losing their plot. Rehan, the man, dismissed. 119 for 4 after 11.2. New batter in is Sachin Rathore in at number 6. 292 matches for Sachin. 4,713 runs. Averaging over 25. Strike rate 105.70 for Sachin Rathore in at number 6. Good comeback from Yodha. A very full delivery from Shreyas Kumar. Well, that's been given as a dead ball. I don't know what's the reason is, but the match official has signaled it as a dead ball. This time played with the very soft hand and threw for a single, a quick single. Loud and early call gets them a quick single. Mahinder Reddy now back on strike. He's got 4 off his first delivery. He's got a job to do. Very experienced, very seasonal campaigner, a veteran of one champion. He's also the head coach of one champion cricket academy. Beautifully played off the back foot, but straight to the sweeper cover. It will only be a single. 77 needed of 50. It's not a tough ask, but they have lost couple of good wickets in a quick succession. OCA that will put them on a back foot. This time it was a wrong one. Sachin not reading the delivery off the hand, trying to play off the surface, playing for the leg break. That ball coming in sharply, hitting the handle of the bat. Good changer from Shreyas Kumar. Last ball of the over. Played with the soft hands. Mahinder Reddy called for the single. Sachin initially said no, but had to run for that one. In the end, single completed with no harm done. 3 runs and a wicket coming off that one. A successful one from Shreyas Kumar. 122 for 4. OCA after 13. In fact, after 12, 122 for 4. 8 overs. Still remaining in the tank. 70 runs, 76 runs to be scored. was a very well played shot. Fielder does exceedingly well while moving towards his left. Gets down low very quickly and stops that ball. That was very well struck shot. Might have been four if cleared the infield. Change in a field for Mahinder Reddy. They're getting deep extra cover out and sweep a cover inside the circle. So point and a cover point and a gully inside the circle on the offside. Punched off the back foot but straight to the cover point. It's a dot ball. That ball went very quickly to the fielder in the inner circle, so no single. Siddharth, very expensive in his 2 overs. It's a very fuller delivery, driven on the up. Will they look for second run? No, they have to settle in for a single. Good throw by the deep fielder. Did well, charging in and keeping the batter to one. Field changes for Sachin Rathore. Covers is inside and sweeper cover is now out. Hit off the back foot, not away from the bowler in his follow through. Tries well, extends his arms to fullest, but still away from him. It was a single. Score moves to 125. This is good passage of play for Yodha. Last couple of overs have been good for them. That's a quicker delivery. Last ball of the over. On the pads, walked away with the soft hands on the onside. Sachin was keen for the second one, but Mahinder Reddy says it's one. That settled in for a one. A good over from Siddharth, 6 runs coming off the 13th over. OCA 128 for the loss of 4. 70 needed in last 42 deliveries. Well, that's a tossed up delivery. Hit straight back over the bowler. Long on fielder does exceedingly well to cut that one off. A straight is long on and a wide long off for Shreyas Kumar. Will he toss it up for Mahinder Reddy? Mahinder Reddy is a big six hitter. Is Shreyas Kumar brave enough to toss it up? Yes, he will. And he travels the distance. Smartly operated from Shreyas Kumar. Gone wide, full but wide, but still Mahinder Reddy is a strong lad. Fetches that one and hits it right out of the screws. Shreyas Kumar, he's a very smart operator. Gone wide of Mahinder Reddy, but still the reach. Very good from Mahinder Reddy. Not one of the tallest batter, but still one of the strongest. Hits it out of the park with ease. Huge appeal. Outside edge there on that occasion might have saved Mahinder Reddy. That looked otherwise pretty adjacent. Only an edge might have saved himself. That is what the match official said. That was a very good shout from Shreyas. This time Mahinder Reddy sweeps and sweeps. Fine. Beats the fine leg fielder towards his left. That's a boundary. Shreyas Kumar still bowling it very full. He's a brave bowler. He's taking chances against Mahinder Reddy, inviting him for the big shots. 1.4 overs, 14 for 1. Shreyas getting that big wicket in the previous over of Rehan. 11 runs coming off the 4 deliveries. Once again tossed up, swept away, but this time will not beat the fine leg fielder. So it will only be a single. Last ball of the over. Slow through the air, flighted up, looking for the quick single. They'll get it. A good sharp throw, but they'll get one for the throw, hitting the timber. A deflection. There was a backup, but the deflection takes it in the other direction. So two to close out the over. 14 runs coming off the 14th over. An expensive one from Shreyas. 142 for the loss of 4 after 14. Siddharth to continue into his 4 over. He'll bowl out. Starts off with a dot delivery. Well, that's a good ball. Good throw from the fine leg, but he should have been going at the bowler's end. Mahinder Reddy slipping, but still running for a single. Length very good. Very good from Siddharth. 3.2 overs, 37 for 1. Well, that's a beauty from Siddharth. Pitching on the off stump and turning away. Turn and bounce on that occasion. Beats Sachin Rathod. Good take by Kiran Chaudhary behind the timber. Another beauty gets an outside edge. Ball moves to gully, but only for a single. This is good from Siddharth. Gone for 30 in his first two, then only concedes 8 in his next 1.4 overs. What a comeback this has been. Will he close out his spell on high? 38 for 1 so far for him. Well, that's a quicker one. Pulled away. That could have been stopped by the D fielder, but he completely misjudges one. That's a boundary for Mahinder Reddy. Not coming out of the screws, but still good enough to go for a 4. 148 for 4. One champion cricket academy after 14.5. Still a good over from Siddharth. Only 6 coming off it. Well, a very fuller delivery played off the back foot with the soft hands. Mahinder Reddy could have played that one off the front foot, but plays off the back foot with the soft hand and threw for a single. 7 runs coming off the 15th. 149 for 4 after 15. 49 needed in last 30 balls. Last 5 overs remaining. 49 to be scored. Shreyas continuing into his third over. That's a full delivery. Beautifully swept. Right in between square leg and fine leg. No chance for short square leg or deep square leg to cut that off. That's perfectly placed. Right in between fine and square for a boundary. That was good over from Shreyas Kumar up until that point, but a boundary spoils the over. 8 runs of the over so far. Two deliveries yet to be bowled. Once again, drifting on the pads, but this time not coming off the middle. So it will only be a single. Score moves to 158. 40 needed of 25 deliveries. This match is getting mighty closer than we expected. 2.5 overs, 26 for 1 for Shreyas Kumar so far. Last ball of his over. Well, that's a wrong one. This time, Sachin Rathore reading that one and playing that one nicely. 9 runs coming off the 16th over. 158 for 4. OCA after 16. Kaushik now back into the attack. A very round arm, flatter trajectory for Kaushik coming around the wicket. Mahinder Reddy just working it away in the square leg for a single. Very packed field behind point on the offside for Kaushik as he'll get the ball to go away from the right hander after pitching. Not a big turner of the ball, but ball's in with a very flat trajectory. He's a very round arm bowler Kaushik. Ball's one slow through the air in between, driven on the up, but straight to the short cover. That's a dot ball. Sachin needs to get a move on. 12 of just 14 deliveries for him. He needs to support Mahinder Reddy. Well, that's good thinking from Sachin. Moving early outside of stump, scooping it in the fine leg region will fetch couple of runs. 37 needed of 21 deliveries. This match is getting to a mighty close. Good over so far from Kaushik. Only goes for 3 in his first 4 deliveries. This is a good over in the context of the match. Equation getting tougher for one champion. Well, that's way outside of stump. That's been given wide. Kaushik working a plan against Sachin. Well, that's been pulled away. Will that be the deep mid wicket fielder who does well? But still the ball goes over. Well, that was an excellent effort, but fails to keep it inside. That's a boundary to close out the over. 8 runs coming off the 17th over. 166 for the loss of 4. 32 more needed of 18 deliveries for one champion cricket academy. 32 in 18 at the required rate. Just over 10. G1 to bowl out. Starts off with a good delivery in line of stumps on a length. Mahinder Reddy just punching one off the back foot, but straight back to the bowler in his follow through. That's a dot ball. 3.1 overs, 25 for 1 for G1. Mahinder Reddy looking for the big shot, doesn't time it correctly. That's been put down. Fielder there in the deep should have gone with both hands. Went with a single hand. That ball popping out of that single hand and going for a boundary. Well, this wicket might have uplifted the spirit of Yodhas. Mahinder Reddy gets a life 9. Adding insult to an injury, he'll fetch a 4 for that too. Mahinder Reddy once again looking big, doesn't time it correctly. This time, the deep fielder overruns the ball. It's a boundary, that to a misfield. Back to back boundaries for Mahinder Reddy on a misfield. Well, Yodhas clearly feeling the pressure. Mahinder Reddy raised to 39 of just 20 deliveries. G1 getting better of Mahinder Reddy, but both going for boundaries. Fortune not favoring Yodha. It should have been wicket on the previous instance, but it was a boundary. Then on the last instance, it goes for a boundary as well. 8 runs of first 3 deliveries. Well, G1 was ready to deliver, but Mahinder Reddy was not ready. He stops the bowler right at the last moment. Dead ball signal by the umpire. Well, that's hit flat off the back foot, but straight to the long off fielder. It will only be a single. 175 for 4. OCA after 17.4 overs. 23 more needed of 14. Well. Against the run-up play, Sachin Rathore hits one out of the park. Connection on that one was tremendous. Takes that ball way deep in the mid-wicket region for a massive six. What a shot that was. That came right out of the screws for Sachin Rathore. Fuller outside off stump. One knee down and hits across the line for a massive six. This is much better length. Looking for the single. Sachin gets beaten. 15 runs coming off the 18th over. 181 for the loss of 4. One champion cricket academy. 17 needed of 12. Kaushik will bowl out. He'll bowl the penultimate over. He'll bowl the 19th. Match still not done. 17 needed of 12. A wicket here. That two of Mahinder Reddy will get Yodha back in the match. Mahinder Reddy cutting that one and he'll fetch a single for that. Good fielding. A very flat arm trajectory, but it was very full in terms of length and Sachin Rathore lifts it beautifully on the side screen. One bounce, four it is. Now equation very simple for OCA. 12 needed of just 10 deliveries. Sachin Rathore proving his worth. Started off slow off the blocks, but now he's made up 28 of just 21 deliveries. He's got the boundaries at the very crucial time. Sachin Rathore, 12 needed of just 11 deliveries. Sachin reverse scoops and he holds out. Well, that was a good shot, but elevation not there on that occasion. Straight to the short third. Well, innovation has worked against Rathore. He departs. Fifth one down for OCA. A good catch in the short third. New batter in is Aditya NK, a very good all-round cricketer for OCA. Aditya NK in at number 7, 12 needed of 9. Finally, a wicket coming for Yodha. A partnership broken. Is it too little too late for Yodhas? Or is there a twist in a tail? Well, cuts and beats the point fielder towards his right. What a shot that was from Aditya NK first up. Slightly shorter in terms of length by Kaushik, and Aditya plays that one very late and cuts in between gully and point for a boundary. No better way to announce yourself on the batting crease than hitting a boundary at the very first ball. 190 is up for OCA, 190 for 5 after 18.4. Run a ball 8 from here on for One Champion Cricket Academy. Well, this time Aditya NK looking for the glory shot but missing a very straight delivery. Mahinder Reddy at the non-striker, not happy with that one. But that was a clean-up job from Kaushik. 190 for 6 now after 19.5. OCA 8 needed in 7 deliveries. New man in is Sohan in the air but will not carry to the deep fielder looking for second run. But there was never one. Well, now going for the second run, chance of a run out. Well. That was a suicidal run, but still gets away with that one. There was never a second run there, but they went for it. They got it. 2 runs coming off the last ball. 192 for 6 after 19. Now run a ball 6 needed in the last over for One Champion Cricket Academy. Shirish to ball the final over of the match. What a match we had between Yodha and One Champion Cricket Academy. Starts off with a Yorker. They'll be looking for second one. One champ. Mahinder Reddy keen to get back on strike and he'll get it. Well, there was never a second run there, but Mahinder Reddy will get back. Very quick between the wicket. Mahinder Reddy called early for the second and he got it. Ran first one very hard, then continued the very way on the second run and completed the second run. Now four needed of five. One champion cricket academy, one hit away. Srish, what does he have to offer? That's another Yorker. Beautiful fielding in his follow through. Let's pitch a perfect Yorker from Shreyas. Nothing much Mahinder Reddy could have done. Back to back Yorkers. One goes for two. One remains as dot. So all in all, two runs coming off two deliveries. Four needed of four. A wicket from Mahinder Reddy. A wicket of Mahinder Reddy will be gold for Yodhas, and Mahinder Reddy will look to finish off as soon as possible. Is there a twist in a tail? That's third Yorker on the trot. Mahinder Reddy hit it, but straight back to the bowler. That's a dot ball. Well. 3 in 3 from Shreyas. He's balled three in a row. He's nailed the Yorker so far, Shreyas. Can he ball three more? Well, now four needed of three. This match is not finished yet. What does Shreyas have up his sleeves? Well, this time misses his Yorker. Fielder there in the deep puts it down. Well. That was a low full toss on the pads. Mahinder Reddy walks it away. Went straight to the deep square leg and he puts it down. Well, did you drop a catch or did you drop a match, my friend? What have you done? That was straight in and out. That was at a very good height. 3 needed of 2 deliveries. More importantly, Sohan Lat on strike. The new man in. He's on strike. Well, looking for the ramp shot and he misses. Shreyas hits the timber. Well, what is happening here? One champion cricket academy loses a wicket at the very wrong time. There was no need to try that sort of shot, but he did. Middle stump, peg back. Shreyas, what an over. Concedes only three and picked a wicket in five deliveries. Now three needed of one. Well. What a turnaround this has been. What a turnaround. A never give up attitude from Yodhas working in their favor. First three pitcher perfect Yorkers from Chase. Then a low full toss on the pads, catch dropped. Then a Yorker hitting his target. Now one needed of three. This match has completely changed 360 degree. What a turnaround. We talk about a comeback. This is one. Ritesh is the new batter in. Who'll face the last ball? Three needed of one. Shreyas in a net. Ritesh. Well, that's a very full delivery. Went straight to the covers. Good pickup and clean throw. Well, that's a run out. Well, what a turnaround this has been. Yodha winning the match with one run. Well. A run out at the very last moment. Well. A fielder in the cover, cool as a cucumber, picks it up cleanly and gives it back to the bowler Shreyas, who only concedes 4 runs and take Yodha over the line. The margin of victory is one. What a match we had here at One Champion Cricket Ground. One Champion Cricket Academy falling short by one. Well. Turn around. Take a bow. Pratik there in the covers, making no mistake. Yodhas winning this match with one run. One Champion Cricket Academy managing only 196. Yodha, after winning the toss, opting to bat first, posting 197 for the loss of 4 in their 90 overs. 1 over were reduced as they came late to the match. Then One Champion Cricket Academy got everything covered at the very last moment, just could not get over the line and only managing 196 for the loss of 8. Yodha winning the match with one. What a match we had. Player of the match will be Shreyansh Kumar with his all-round performance, 84 with the bat, then 3 overs 26 for 1 with the ball. That's it we have from the match. Do catch us in the next match of the day.